What's up? This is Ben with Cooking Continued, and today we're gonna continue cooking. Get strapped on here, and here we go. All right, welcome. Pardon the mess. My place is crazy right now. I don't know if you can see. Still in the process of moving in, but we're gonna cook. So if you saw my last episode, I used this romaine to make some ground pork lettuce wraps. They were great. I also sliced my finger, so I'm wearing a glove today. We're gonna try not to do that today. It's kind of gnarly, but I won't show that to you. So the channel, really, I just like to take what I have and continue evolving and using what I've got. I still have leftover mushrooms and scallions from that meal in the last video as well, and I think tomorrow I'm gonna make some mushroom soup or something. But today we're gonna use the leftover romaine, and I'm gonna try something new. I haven't done this before, but I'm gonna split it in half, kind of char it in a cast iron with a little vinaigrette we'll put together here, and I'm gonna have some roasted chicken along with it. All right, so I'm gonna start with my chicken because it'll take the longest. And I've got some paper towels down here just to pat this as dry as I can before throwing it in the oven. You can see there's quite a bit of liquid in this package here, and if I don't pat this dry, that liquid's just gonna steam and prevent the chicken from browning in the oven. All right, doesn't have to be too crazy dry, but something like that. I was gonna pound these thin, but they're already pretty thin. Cool, I might just roll with this. Let's see, I'll pound them out a little bit. I got my meat pounder out anyways, huh? Don't do this at home. Or I guess do. So I wanna pound these to an even thickness so that they cook evenly. It'll tenderize it as well. All right. And that also gives it a little bit more surface area for all the seasoning to get onto. All right, so I like to just season on my pan. Lots of olive oil, that's gonna help with the browning. Got some onion salt here. And I'm putting enough on each side to cover the other side too, because I'll just flip this all together rather than seasoning both sides. This is Green Goddess seasoning blend from Trader Joe's. It's like a herbal blend essentially. Real nice. Some garlic powder. That goes in everything, right? And let's see. I'll add just a little bit of honey. We'll put honey in the vinaigrette as well. Just a little bit of honey, if it comes out. Come on, boy. All right, scratch that. No honey. Do I have some more honey? Honey? Aha! Yeah, I do. Oh, we're flowing. Just a little bit. Gonna help with the browning. Yeah! Why is honey so hard? All right, that'll do. All right, just gonna mix this into here. And mop up all the seasonings from the pan. My oven is set to 400. These are pretty thin, so I'm thinking like at most 10 minutes per side, probably closer to like 8 to 9. So I have my oven at 400, pretty high, just to try to get some good color on these in that short amount of time. All right, let's wash up. I love watching Jacques Pepin cooking videos. Highly recommend. And he still makes content now. He's cool. He's like got to be in his 80s by now, and he still makes some cooking content that's great. But his old school stuff from like I guess the 90s, he just kind of like he'll use raw chicken and just like rinse off his hands real quick. It's funny. I like Jacques a lot. All right, new glove. I didn't plan very well for the raw chicken escapade there. Gosh, these are one size fits most. I guess I'm not most. Come on, boy. All right, while that chicken's going, I'm gonna go ahead and set a little timer here. We'll go 10 minutes. All right. Got a cast iron here, and I'm gonna just leave that on like a medium-low heat for our romaine that we'll get to here in a second. If I can ever get this glove on. My hand's a little wet too, that doesn't help. I got black gloves. That's what chefs do, isn't it? All right, come on, boy. Sweet. All right. Wipe that off of there. Trash bowl. All right, romaine. So these have wilted a little bit, probably not quite crisp enough for a salad. So I figured this could be a good way to use them. So I want to split these in half and try to get as nice, even surface as I can. Whenever I'm splitting something that's kind of long like this, I like to just put my knife in the middle, slice down, and then turn it. Find that crease I just made. There we go. And finish splitting. I'm keeping the core intact to hold it all together, and that looks pretty good. Cool. Same thing with this guy. Let's see. That looks like, I'll go right through here. We'll see how this goes. Never done it before, but I've seen like grilled romaine kind of stuff. So hopefully I'm not too out of the loop here. All right, looks pretty good. Got a couple outside leaves that aren't looking great. Get rid of those. All right, cool. So the romaine's gonna be a little bitter. I'm hoping to kind of char the outside, but leave the inside raw-ish. So I'll have a nice textural contrast and flavor contrast. And then we're gonna make a little vinaigrette to put on there as well. All right, let me turn this light on. Whew, that's a little better, isn't it? Still figuring out my lighting, bear with me. Okay, vinaigrette. We're gonna go with some nice mustard. This is a garlic aioli mustard sauce from Trader Joe's. I like this a lot. Get like a good tablespoon in there. Maybe a little bit more. I want enough of this to kind of base the outside of the romaine, and then I'm hoping to have a little bit extra that I can drizzle on at the end as well. So a little bit of that, and I'm gonna use the same spices that I used on the chicken. So that green goddess, some onion, salt, a little bit of garlic powder. I'm gonna add some black pepper. I like black pepper a lot. And I was gonna add honey, but that wasn't totally successful. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this Lily's smoky barbecue sauce. I picked this up at the store. Just wanted to have some barbecue sauce to have around. And it's really, really good. So this is gonna add the sweetness that we would get the honey. So instead of a honey mustard, I'll have like a barbecue mustard, which sounds pretty good to me. I'm gonna add a little bit of vinegar. That sauce is real sweet. A little bit. The mustard's got some tang to it, so don't need too much vinegar. And what else? We'll mix that together and then I'll add in some olive oil as well. So I'm hoping the barbecue sauce, smokiness on that will sort of play off of the charred flavor we'll get from the cast iron. And I think it will. All right. Probably should have streamed that in while I was mixing, but I guess I do have two hands, don't I? All right. It's looking pretty good. A little more olive oil. And I want some more of this. Let's give it a taste. That is good. All right, needs a little more tang. So back to the vinegar. Another half tablespoon or so. And I'm gonna add some more of these spices too. This dressing is pretty salty, and that's cool because I'm not salting my romaine. I'm gonna add some more pepper as well. Want a little more heat going on. Some chili flake or something could be good too. Could squirt some sriracha in here. Whatever. Ooh, that black pepper smells good. I love black pepper. All right, that's looking like a good consistency, and I think this will be enough to put onto my romaine and to have a little bit fresh left over for dressing at the end. Yum. Cool. Yeah, a little more pepper. All right. So now I'm just waiting on that chicken to go. It's got probably 7 more minutes before I'll flip it. I'll show you that. My cast iron is just hanging out on a low heat. I do this a lot just to kind of build heat in the pan. Cast iron's super thick walls. So it takes a while to heat up, but once it's heated up, it'll retain onto that heat and distribute the heat evenly as well. So I'm gonna wait for that to get hot. I'll flip the chicken in a second and be right back in a couple of minutes. All right, we're back. It's been like 10 minutes. I'll check on my chicken here, see how we doing. All right, cool. All right, this is not getting as much color as I want. Let me look at the underside of these. A little bit of browning going on. I'm gonna ramp this up to 460. That sounds good. And I totally forgot to put salt on these. Had some onion salt, but definitely gonna need some more salt. All right, let's see. I'm gonna leave these on the same side they're on, since I already have a little bit of color getting on that one side. All right. Cool, so let's put those back on that same side. Higher temp oven. And we'll let those go for probably another 10 minutes or so. They might be a little overcooked. That's fine. I ain't stressing. What's nice about cooking for yourself is that as long as you're happy, it works. All right, go like 10 minutes. Sweet. All right, my cast iron is on medium low. Got a little bit of heat going in there, but not much. I'm gonna turn that up to medium. So my goal with this is to keep it sort of at a medium lowish heat and just get browning up to like a slight char on the romaine. All these little crevasses here. Should get some good color on there. And yeah, we'll base this on there. We'll see how it goes. I'm just hanging out for a sec. Got my old Hornets sweater on here. If you don't follow the NBA, the Charlotte Hornets are absolutely abysmal. It's not great. Oh, this is what I wanted to do. While I'm chilling waiting for that, I have these salt and pepper pistachios. They're of course in shells, which is gonna be a little tougher. But I feel like for a textural component and just for flavor, and I love pistachios, these would be a good topping as well. So I'm gonna shell these out, give them a rough chop. Come on, boy. And that'll be a little topping. I feel like when I was a kid, there used to be at least a couple of bad pistachios in every bag. Like really, really bad rotten ones, and now I never find that. What happened? Hey-oh! My pan's popping, it's hot in there. That's good. I want some color. Am I gonna burn it? Maybe. So when I'm cooking, I do stuff on the fly a lot. But I always try to think about like flavors and textures as much as I can. So something like some chopped up nuts in a dish like this, like the chicken's gonna have meaty texture and a little bit of crispness, maybe if it gets some good browning on it. The lettuce will have a wilty texture. I'm planning on it having a wilty texture and some crunch on the inside, the parts that don't cook through quite as much. So some actual crunch on top via these pistachios seems like a good idea to me. And I just love these salt and pepper pistachios. They're real good. That's not gonna work. Every time I'm peeling pistachios, I feel like my nail's gonna like rip off or something if I try too hard. Life lesson, if the pistachio's not opening for you, leave it. There's plenty more. Although they are expensive, aren't they? Every pistachio's like 5 cents at least. Ooh. All right, leaving that one. All right. Cool, we'll chop those in a second. Let me see what's going on here. We're getting hot. Turn my fan on. I'm gonna take a peek underneath here. All right, still looking good. I'm gonna move this around the pan. I don't know if you can see that, but you can hear it. The parts of the pan that don't have the chicken on them are hotter. So, hopefully moving it to those hot spots creates a little more color for us. Got 6 minutes on that timer. All right, I'm gonna start on my lettuce and see how it goes. So we're at medium low. I'm gonna turn it up to medium for when I actually add. Turn that fan off. The lettuce in here, it's gonna cool down a little bit. And let's see. Vinaigrette now or cook it first, then put vinaigrette on? The vinaigrette's gonna tend to burn a little bit. It's got a good bit of sugar in there. We'll keep it medium low. We're gonna add the vinaigrette now. That's what we're gonna do. Live and you learn. Gotta try stuff. All right. Try to get some of that going down into those crevices. Yeah, buddy. Worst comes to worst, this will taste awful and I'll throw it away. Well, I won't throw it away. I'll still eat it. I don't care if it tastes awful, but I think this will be good. All right, I'm gonna set that to the side and let that sort of sink in there. While we get our other ones going. Hey-oh. Get out of there. Yeah. It's looking like I should have made more vinaigrette. But alas, here we are. I already put all the ingredients away. I ain't getting those things back out. Not today, buddy. I already worked today. I'm home from work. I'm trying to chill. Making cooking videos by myself is weird. I feel like a crazy person. Talking to myself. All right, all right. I have faith. All right, I'm gonna save the rest of that vinaigrette for topping after. All right, got a little bit of oil in the pan. Not a whole lot, a little bit. Let's place these in there. Cool. We're gonna go 2 at a time. Nestling down in. And I have this pan I'm gonna use to weigh over top just a little bit. Create some good contact with the pan. And no. What should I use for some weight? Use my salt dish. That kind of works. All right, I'm gonna turn my watch timer on. Just to keep track of time. I'm thinking like lower in heat a little bit, medium low, and maybe 4 minutes, something like that, and we'll see how those go. Could be burnt to a crisp. Could be perfect. We'll see, it'll be exciting. Let's see how this chicken's going. All right, we'll let that keep rolling. I don't have any tongs. All right, while this is cooking and we're waiting on this, we'll take a little break. I'll make you watch that. Be right back. All right, we're back. I'm gonna grab my chicken out of the oven. Timer. All right, this should be done, like cooked through. See if it's got the color I want. Yeah. Woo, smoky, smoky. All right, turn that off. Let's see what we got going on here. Cool. That works for me. I want more color, but it is what it is. I'm gonna leave that on the pan. That one looks pretty good. Ah, you know what? Trick for you. Hang on, I'll come right back to that. Let's take a look at my romaine here. See how we doing. I really should get some tongs. Cool. That ain't looking too bad. I'm gonna turn the heat up some. I hadn't thought about how much water the romaine is gonna let out as it cooks. I'm gonna ramp that up to like medium high. Let that sort of brown off on that side, and then we'll do our second batch, hopefully with more success. It's cooking, it's fun, you figure it out. Or you don't, you cut your thumb, I don't know. Trick for you. All right, so I got my chicken. It doesn't have quite as much color as I want, but if I move it around the pan and kind of mop up all the brown bits from the pan, yeah, you get some of that brown color. Hey, kind of like deglazing the pan. See that? You see that? Yeah. And then that side that was like totally white essentially. Let's see what that looks like now. Eh? A little bit of color. Ain't not too bad, huh? Tricks. You see that? Yes, sir. All right. I'm cool with that. I'll let those hang out for a sec. Let's see how this guy looks. Ooh. All right. I'm gonna call that guy done. And we're gonna call that guy done. And with my next two, I'm gonna let those keep going on that medium to medium high heat. I like what that was doing. All right, so this is what we got here. Can you see? Hard to get a good angle. There we go. Got some like brownage on there. This looks pretty good to me. We'll see. It's cooked romaine. I think it'll be all right. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move towards eating here. So I got my romaine. And let's grab, got my chopped nuts as well. Grab a chicken breast. That boy looks good. I'm gonna let that rest for another couple of minutes there. All right, that's getting some good color, but it needs to cook through, so back to medium low. I'll let that hang out for like 2 minutes maybe, and then we'll come back and eat. See you in a sec. We're back, it's been like 2 minutes. These are almost done. I turned the heat totally off on my cast iron just to let the residual heat finish them through. And that's what we're looking like. Got some golden brown, sort of honey mustard, barbecue saucy caramelization going on. That looks pretty good to me. All right, I'm gonna eat these two tonight. These two are gonna end up in my lunch tomorrow. We'll just set those off the heat. All right, I'm gonna slice up my chicken breast. Nice, nice. Throw that to the side there. Fan it out, you know? Get all fancy and stuff like that. All right. Got the rest of my vinaigrette here. Pop that light on. I don't know if that looks better or worse, but all right, a little bit of that over top. Save some for my lunch tomorrow. Nice, nice. Some of those pistachios. And a little bit pepper. Cool. How we looking? Yeah. It's hard for me to get the right angle on this. All right. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that, huh? That looks pretty good, I'd say. I gotta find some good lighting in here. I'm cooking at night in the dead of winter. It's hard to find good lighting. There you go. Maybe. So I got my chicky, my vinaigrette, pistachios, grilled romaine. Let's try it out. If I was to change one thing, I want some red in here. A little bit of red of some sort. Aha! Here's what we're gonna do. I got this fermented Calabrian chili sauce from Trader Joe's. Let's add some little splashes of that around. Just let that rain down a little bit. Bap, bap, bap. Oh, that was a big splash. I want smaller splashes. Does this look better? It's abstract. That's what I'm going with. Sure. Uh-huh. Look at me now. It looks worse. Let's try it out. Chicken. It's chicken. It tastes like chicken. Good spice though. All right, this is what I'm most interested to try. A little charred romaine. That's pretty dang good. This is kind of what I was trying to do. I like to just try stuff and do weird things. So if you look inside here, the interior, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, a little bit. It's not raw, it's like wilted. And the exterior is like charred and definitely wilted. So texturally, I'm getting both. And the char flavor from the cast iron with that dressing is real nice, got that deep flavor to it. And then the extra dressing on top, the fresh dressing, brings that zing kind of back to it. That's really good. I will use leftover romaine like this again. And people will look at me like I'm crazy. The romaine is bitter. The sweetness of the sauce balances that out nicely. I would keep that pretty much the same. And I like the heat a lot too. All right, y'all. This was today's episode of Cook and Continue. Catch me next time. And I'm gonna make some mushroom soup, I think. Peace.